Hey guys, so here we are back with another unboxing. Probably, I mean it this time. It could possibly be the last one before Christmas, but we'll see what happens. So if any of you guys followed me on the Seraph of the End box sets, you obviously know that the production manager, I believe, I'll correct it in the annotations. Sorry, John, but John has, from Universal did check out my videos, which I'm, really grateful for. I'm actually kind of giddy over that factor. And he did recommend checking out Arslan. And truth be told, there's no interest in Arslan. It was just a case of never got round to it. But I did have a look at some of the promo artwork and whatnot for it. It did look really interesting, and as a collector's edition, it looked rather packed full of goodies. So I haven't opened this yet, as you can clearly see. So I'm not quite sure what's in here. So we're going to take a look around. I did read the blurb, and it does sound like we got some rather interesting stuff. I'll show off the artwork in a minute. So if you read the blurb, like, look at this picture, there's so much things in here. It says, this strictly limited special edition of Arslan Series 1, Part 1, comes complete with a 70-page book of interviews, character profiles, and artwork. 12 art cards from the creative team behind the series, 4 collectible character art cards, so kind of similar to that of Seraph of the End. A map of the Kingdom of Past. Okay, so we've got a map and a board game with 40 tokens featuring all the key characters from this epic fantasy anime, which sounds nuts for what's included. So this is the Blu-ray copy. It's Region B, and on the bottom, oh, it's focusing. Well, kind of. It was. Jinx. So we have 1080p, obviously, English, French, German, Japanese audio, along with English, Dutch, French, and German subtitles, and obviously special features. So no cut this time. We're going to have a look at this together to see, obviously, what Universal has in store for us when it comes to the heroic legend of Arslan. So it sounds like it's packed full of stuff, and I'm actually rather intrigued to see what Universal's got in store for us, as well as not to mention the confirmed titles for next year, being Drifters, Berserk, and one other title. I can't remember the name of it. So there's the plastic shrink wrap. Let's take them off. So just like Seraph of the End, just tagged on the front here, which is okay. So if you just have a look behind, very nice, very clean. So I'm expecting this to be a bit like Yona of the Dawn, truth be told, and I'm not a huge fan of Yona of the Dawn. Take to the comments and, kind of call me out on that one. I just wasn't a huge fan of it. Right, here we go. Let's see what they've been up to. As always, there's a metric ton of stuff. So let's have a look at the digipack first. Very fantasy-esque, very nice. Mountain top side, out looking. So a blank spine again. So there's no artwork on the side, just a simple Universal logo. So no text like there is on the side. Is it necessary? Yeah, just would have been a nice aesthetic, really, but not exactly necessary. So let's get a look inside. Wow. Okay, so the artwork's a lot more complete, where Seraph of the End was just character models. Here we have background, aesthetics. There seems to be like some sort of edge of a forest between a cliff and a forest here, and can't really make out where they are. Look like they're in some sort of town or something. So traditional fashion, there's logos all over the place, so I don't think that's going to go away. Truth be told, though, the artwork I actually rather do like on this one. It's a bit more complete, whereas Seraph of the End were just the character models. Not that the Seraph of the End artwork was bad or anything. This just surprises me a little bit that it's a bit more than just characters. Looks rather nice, and more insightful as to what the series truthfully will entail. The one thing I would like them to put on here though is how many episodes are on each disc. I mean, I could probably assume there's at least 6 on each disc, but just would be nice. Just as a personal opinion. Let's get a look behind the artwork. So we have what appears to be fighting between two guys. So we got embraced in sword combat. Very nice aesthetically. And then we seem to have some sort of in-town thing. So just like Seraph at the end, the resolution on this, yeah, like especially this area is a bit more noticeable in terms of the resolution. Maybe because it's the draw distance, you know, they're in the background kind of thing, but I do notice that the resolution could have been a bit better, but like, I'm nitpicking. That's the digipack. Like I said, it's more or less about the extras really. The digipack looks very nice. I mean, I'm not sure what people think about digipacks. Do you prefer digipacks or would you prefer Blu-ray cases in your collector's editions? There we go. That's the digipack. So let's get to the bulk of the matter. You know, majority of the collector's editions come with just art books and whatnot. Actually, I don't know if there's an art book with this, or is it just an information? Okay, so here we go. So in Seraph at the End, I believe the first set came with an art book. The visual guide came second. So let's take a look at the visual guide. Some sort of quote, I think. And the spine actually has print on it. Heroic Legend of Arslan Series 1 Part 1. So let's get a look inside. So our contents. It wants to focus, which it probably doesn't. Got character list, production notes. There we go. So let's get a brief look. So here's our protagonist, I do believe. Arslan, which you can see just there behind the spine, with its voice actor as well. Actually, oh yeah, I did say it was in English, wasn't it? English, Japanese, French, German, yada yada yada. I wonder if it had an English dub for a second. I really do like this layout. They did this for Seraph at the End as well. You know, there's relevant information all over the place along with character artwork, and it looks very, very nice. So more characters. Got production notes, so interviews, along with relevant artwork. So what do we have? So this seems to be like talking about the CG stuff now. Because of being mass battles and everything, I would imagine there's probably a fair amount of CG. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but obviously it's a case of whether or not it's good or bad CG. And whether or not you like CG at all, when it's noticeable. Because, you know, there is some good CG out there. Not that I can think of one currently. It can't be Fate Stay Night bad though. Surely not. Although one, oh, so you've got some sort of manga strip. It's all in Japanese though. Still a nice edition really. Exclusive Japanese content. So the last series I think I watched with some noticeable CG was Ray Zero. So what's this? Oh, okay. So I think just a panel strip or something. Oh, I think it's a translation. I think, quite possibly. Okay, so that's a nice inclusion. So we've got staff as well, who worked on the chapters. Because obviously, different people work on different aspects of the show. Like the episode director and whatnot. And the guys who actually work on the episode in general. Some nice back artwork. And then credits, which are, again, just who worked on the show and everything. So yeah, there's a visual guide. So as I was saying, the last show I watched with any noticeable CG was Ray Zero, and it wasn't necessarily bad CG, it was just, you know, a compromise to bring out you know, some simple background to make the world seem alive. Without too much work. So here we have, I believe, some art cards. They're very dense, very nice quality, and they're single-sided with The Legend of Arslan Episode 1. Not quite sure what to make of that. They're very nice quality. They're not like the Haruhi art cards where they seem very papery, very cheap. So okay, I think the episodes refer to obviously their number order. As I said, I haven't seen this, so I don't know who all these characters are, or what importance any of this plays, although it does seem to be very historic, so to say. Very lovely. I imagine, since it's timeline and everything, I imagine calligraphy, or however it's pronounced, plays a very important role. You know, expressing the history and atmosphere of the time. Not to mention, obviously, with its swords and armies and emperors and empires and all that kind of stuff. So here we have Arslan, back of a horse, riding into battle by the looks on it. Very nice. Matamitewo, I think. Not quite sure what it means though. There was a time where I was learning a bit of Japanese and learned all the hiragana and katakana, but that slowly stopped. And those are the 12 art cards. Very nice quality. I really like... Oh, they're actually different colour on the back as well. They're not all the same colour. Got purple, red, blue, and black. Very nice, very nice. Just thought I'd add that in there. So there's the art cards. Right, I believe this is the map. Now, a map with an anime collector's edition, I mean, I'm used to getting maps with video games, but anime? It's very interesting. Ah, okay. Okay, so it's double-sided with the chessboard. Oh, the game board thing. That's very cool. I like that. That's very nifty. Very interesting. Crikey. And here we have the map. Good God. Universal. So, I mean, it doesn't even look like it's in Japanese. What is that? Maybe they have some sort of, like, obviously, depending on what the story's based on, their language or something like that. Very nice. A map in an anime collector's edition. Very nice. I like that. That's cool. That's interesting. So we've already seen our game, our like chessboard kind of thing. Here's our game pieces. I'd imagine it's what do you want to call it? Relevant to the show. Maybe there's some sort of game in there that will make reference to this. And just so you know, you can push these pieces out. They are cut in the way in which you can push them out. So you, I imagine you could probably play the game if you really wanted to. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And last but not least, we'll have the info cards. If I can get them open. There we go. I did email about the bonus cards, so hopefully I'll get that soon to have a look in the next set if I ever do decide to pick that one up. If I can expect this kind of quality though, and I do enjoy the show, definitely expect it. Probably not on release, but we'll see what happens. So first of all, it would help if it wanted to focus, but we have Arslan. It's got debut eyes in here. A little different to the serif at the end with the blood type and whatnot. Darun, maybe. Okay, so they've got some sort of house symbol as well. Maybe from the family that they're from, kind of thing, maybe. Oh, hang on, they're from different countries. Oh, and they've got positions as well. So we have a priestess, apparently, according to this one. Darien was a Marsban, whatever that means. Country from Paris. We'll get back to Arslan in a second. Last one, Giev. Oh, he's a musician, also from Paris. So I wonder where this all takes place. Because they're all from Paris. Sorry, not Paris. Oh, God. Well, not much I can do about that now. Paris. They're from Pars, the anime universe Pars. Yeah, it just looks like Paris, and you kind of... It's a fantasy world, so I can't save myself from that. Pars, there you go. Right. Other than that little disaster, let's get everything back in the box and let's talk Arslan.